Hey everyone, and welcome back to Career Connect Insights here on YouTube. Um, we've gotten a ton of questions about Dr. Chuang and his move to Germany, so
Right, yeah.
today we're going to do a deep dive into his story.
Yeah, it's
You're probably wondering, who is he?
it's a fascinating story.
What motivated this big change, and how did he land a job in a new country?
I think one thing that really stood out to me was how strategic he was about the whole process.
Yeah, okay, so let's start with the basics. Who is Dr. Chuang?
So Dr. Chuang is a materials scientist,
Okay.
and he has over 15 years experience specializing in polymer science,
Okay.
and specifically flexible packaging.
So he's dealing with, the materials that things are packaged in, like the
Right.
chip bags we all love?
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's actually a really important part of why Germany was such a good fit for him professionally.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
But first, there's another piece to Dr. Chuang's story that I think is really interesting.
Okay.
He's also the founder of Career Connect Dia.
Oh, wow. So not only did he make this big move himself, but he's now helping others to do the same.
Exactly.
That's really amazing.
And it's completely volunteer run.
Wow.
It's all about, helping international professionals navigate the German job market.
Wow.
So, it speaks volumes about his character and his desire to give back to the community.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know he's a brilliant scientist with a big heart, but the question on everyone's mind is why Germany?
Right.
Why Germany?
So he actually lays out two main reasons in his YouTube video,
Okay.
and they're both super compelling.
All right, lay 'em on us.
Okay, so the first one is all about, creating the best possible future for his kids.
Okay.
He sees the German education system as a huge advantage for them.
Yeah.
Imagine free education from kindergarten all the way through a doctorate.
Wow.
That's practically unheard of in many parts of the world.
Yeah, that's incredible. And, it's not just about the cost. From what I've heard, the quality of education in Germany is top-notch.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. And beyond academics, there are cultural benefits too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Think about the exposure to diverse perspectives.
Yeah.
Learning to collaborate in a multicultural environment and, becoming fluent in both German and English.
Yeah.
It's a pretty incredible opportunity for any child.
Yeah, it sounds like he's setting his kids up for success on a global scale.
Right.
But, it wasn't just about the kids, was it?
No.
He had career aspirations of his own.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where his expertise in flexible packaging really comes into play.
Okay.
He actually compares working in Germany in his field to playing in a higher league of football.
Okay.
And there's a very specific reason for that.
I'm intrigued why the football comparison.
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
Europe, especially Germany,
Uh-huh.
is way ahead of the curve when it comes to environmental regulations and consumer demand for sustainable products.
Okay.
And what's at the heart of sustainability?
Packaging.
Packaging.
I see where you're going with this. So for Dr. Chuang, Germany was like stepping onto the world stage of sustainable packaging innovation.
Exactly.
Oh.
He wanted to be at the forefront of that movement.
Gotcha.
And Germany offered the perfect environment to do just that.
So he knew why he wanted to be in Germany.
Yeah.
But how did he actually get there?
Right.
Landing a job in a new country,
Right.
especially in a competitive field, can't be easy.
No, it's not.
How did he do it?
Well, and this is where his story gets really interesting.
Yep.
He didn't just follow the traditional job application process.
Okay.
He took a much more proactive approach,
Okay.
using a combination of strategic networking
All right.
and, get this, a career coach.
A career coach. Now, that's not something you hear every day.
Right.
Okay, so let's start with the networking.
Okay.
What did he do differently?
So he was incredibly targeted in who he reached out to.
Okay.
And this is where those 4 criteria he mentioned come in.
Okay.
He didn't just, message anyone and everyone.
Right.
He looked for people who already understood his field.
That makes sense.
Right.
So someone working in a similar industry would instantly grasp the value of his experience.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
He focused on connecting with people
Uh-huh.
who were either working at companies he was interested in
Uh-huh.
or had deep connections within those companies.
Yeah, so he was thinking several steps ahead, using his network to get his foot in the door. Pretty clever.
Exactly.
But wasn't there one more criteria?
Yes, the most important one.
Okay.
He specifically sought out people who had a reputation for being willing to help others
Uh-huh.
and make recommendations.
Okay.
He wasn't just looking for information, he was looking for advocates.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But networking's a two-way street. It can't just be about asking for favors.
You hit the nail on the head.
Right.
He really emphasizes this idea of fair exchange.
Okay.
He made sure to offer something valuable in return for the help he was asking for.
Okay.
So it's about building genuine relationships,
right,
not just transactional ones.
So what kind of fair exchange are we talking about? Did he offer to review resumes, share industry insights, or something along those lines?
We don't have specific examples.
Okay.
But he makes it clear that he approached each interaction with a mindset of giving back. And you know what? This approach actually landed him a job offer.
Wow. So even before we get to the career coach,
I know,
we already have a success story.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
let's dig into this career coach strategy next.
All right.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, this one's good. It really shows the power of, building those genuine connections, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
But the story gets even more interesting, I think, when we dig into the career coach strategy.
Okay.
This one is all about flipping the script on the traditional job hunt.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Okay.
Most people just browse job boards and send out resumes, right?
Right.
What did this coach have him doing differently?
So the coach encouraged Dr. Chuang to kind of step back and think like a hiring manager. He had to understand the problem the open position was trying to solve almost as if he were already on the team.
That's a really different way to look at it.
Right.
So instead of just presenting his qualifications, he was actively trying to figure out how he could contribute to the company's success.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about positioning yourself as a solution, not just another applicant.
Right.
And LinkedIn played a big role in this strategy.
Okay, I can see where this is going. He wasn't just updating his profile and calling it a day.
Not at all.
Right.
The coach advised him to identify hiring managers at his target companies and reach out to them directly through LinkedIn messages.
Whoa, hold on. Reaching out to hiring managers cold on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty bold, even for someone as accomplished as Dr. Chuang.
It is bold, but that's the point.
Okay.
He wasn't afraid to stand out
and
showcase his expertise instead of just saying, hey, I'm looking for a job,
Right.
He used those messages to offer insights and potential solutions to the company's challenges based on his research.
So he was demonstrating his value up front before even applying for a position.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I bet that took a lot of confidence and resilience.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not every hiring manager is going to be receptive to that kind of approach.
You're right. And he definitely faced rejection along the way.
Yeah.
But even those no's were valuable because sometimes they led to unexpected connections.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Okay, so he shares this one example in his video where he connected with someone on LinkedIn who wasn't the hiring manager,
Okay.
but was in a position to offer valuable insights into the company's current projects and pain points.
So even if he wasn't talking to the decision maker, he was still gathering intel and making connections.
Exactly.
Okay.
And through that conversation, he was ultimately referred to the actual hiring manager.
Wait, so that chance encounter on LinkedIn led to a real opportunity.
I know.
That's amazing. What happened next?
Well, so he went through the formal interview process,
Okay.
aced multiple rounds, even nailed a challenging task they threw his way, and ultimately got the job.
Talk about a success story. He negotiated his salary.
Yes.
And even made sure his values aligned with the company's culture. It sounds like this approach really worked out for him.
It did.
But what about the language barrier?
Right.
He mentioned in his video that he didn't speak German when he first moved to Germany.
Right.
So how did he manage to find a job and navigate the workplace without fluent German?
So he strategically targeted companies and positions where English was the primary language of communication.
Okay.
This is becoming increasingly common in Germany, especially in international companies and industries with a global focus, like his field of sustainable packaging.
Right. That makes sense. But what about day-to-day life outside of work?
Right.
Ordering food, going to the doctor, all those things can be pretty tricky in a new language.
Absolutely. He doesn't sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
But he also points out that Germany has large expat communities, especially in the bigger cities.
Yeah.
English is widely spoken, and there are tons of resources for learning German. He saw it as part of the adventure, a challenge to embrace.
It sounds like he had a really healthy mindset going into this. It wasn't about being perfect right away.
Right.
But about being open to learning and adapting.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, learning a new language, even if it's just the basics, shows a real commitment to integrating into the culture.
For sure.
That can make a huge difference in how you're perceived, both personally and professionally.
Absolutely.
It's inspiring to see how he turned what could have been a barrier into a growth opportunity.
Right.
It's clear that Dr. Chuang's journey was about so much more than just getting a job.
Right.
It was about embracing a whole new way of life for him and his family.
Absolutely. It really makes you think about the broader definition of success, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about, climbing the career ladder.
Right.
It's about finding a place where you can thrive on multiple levels.
And Dr. Chuang seems to have found that in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
Not everyone has access to a career coach or the confidence to cold message hiring managers on LinkedIn.
That's true. But even if you're not replicating his exact methods, there are still valuable takeaways here for anyone,
Okay.
regardless of their field or experience level.
Like what? Give us something we can all apply to our own job searches.
Well, I think it's all about shifting your perspective.
Okay.
Dr. Chuang identified a problem.
Yeah.
The traditional job search wasn't working for him.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he got creative and found a solution that, played to his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that problem-solving mindset is something we can all apply.
So it's less about copying his exact steps and more about adopting that proactive, solution-oriented approach.
Exactly. Think about it this way.
Yeah.
Instead of just listing your skills on a resume,
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself, what problems can I solve for this company? What value do I bring to the table?
Yeah, it's like flipping the script. Instead of waiting to be chosen, you're presenting yourself as the answer to their needs.
Right. And to do that effectively,
Yeah.
you need to do your homework.
Yeah.
Research the company, understand their challenges, and then think about how your unique skills and experience can help them overcome those obstacles.
That's where the confidence to reach out directly like he did on LinkedIn comes into play.
Right.
But even if we're not all comfortable with cold messaging,
Right.
we can still apply that thinking to our resumes,
Yes.
our cover letters,
Absolutely.
and even our interview answers.
Every interaction is a chance to showcase your problem-solving abilities.
Right. And remember, it's not just about hard skills.
Right.
Dr. Chuang's success also highlights the importance of soft skills,
Oh, for sure.
like communication, networking, and cultural adaptability.
Those are essential for building relationships and navigating a new work environment, especially in different country.
Yeah. He really emphasized that fair exchange in networking, too.
Oh, yeah?
It's not just about what you can get,
Right.
but what you can give.
It's such a crucial point. Building genuine connections takes time and effort.
Yeah.
It's about offering value-sharing insights and helping others whenever you can.
Uh-huh.
Those relationships can open doors you never even knew existed.
Dr. Chuang's story is a great reminder that career success isn't always a straight line.
Right.
It's about being adaptable,
Yes.
resourceful, and never giving up on your goals even when things get tough.
And it's about being open to new experiences.
Yeah.
Moving to a new country is a huge leap of faith,
Yeah.
but it can also be incredibly rewarding both personally and professionally.
This deep dive has been packed with insights. Dr. Chuang's journey to Germany is inspiring on so many levels.
It is.
He took a non-traditional path, carved his own way, and ultimately created a life that aligns with his values and aspirations.
His story is a powerful example of what's possible when you combine expertise, strategic thinking, and a whole lot of courage.
So as you reflect on Dr. Chuang's experience, ask yourself, what unconventional approaches could you take to achieve your career goals?
Yeah.
What problems are you uniquely positioned to solve? And what steps can you take today to build a career that is both fulfilling and impactful?
Remember, the path to success is rarely linear.
Yeah.
Embrace the detours, learn from the challenges, and never underestimate the power of human connection.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Dr. Chuang's incredible journey to Germany.
It was a pleasure.
Be sure to check out his YouTube channel and Career Connect DE for more inspiration and resources.
Yes.
And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep connecting.